What is going on, BBL crew? This is your boy, Perfect Blue, back again with Season 3 of the Bandless Battlers League. So, as you may or may not know, the San Diego State Azelfs will be returning to BBL Season 3. We have a really cool lineup of coaches this time around. A lot of new guys who joined, such as Luxanse, Mastodon, SixftHax, just a lot of cool guys. Even ultraplayer came back, who was in BBL Season 1. Didn't really have the best experience, but, you know, Josh is a really strong battler, and I don't doubt his ability at all. So, this season of BBL, as you may or may not know, with Sword and Shield coming out, legendaries will be limited on Wi-Fi. So it comes to the thing of, like, using anything can be cool. That's basically what this is all about. And also, Aaron thought it'd be cool to bet Kelly, and Kelly won. So, yeah, everything except Mega Rayquaza will be allowed in this season. So, just a couple things to note. 41 of your 110 points can be spent on Ubers. And what's defined as an Uber is mons that are 17 points and above. So, for example, you can get a 17 point, I guess, Genesect and pair that with a 24 point Arceus Dark. Just an example. So, yeah, going into it, I was like, dude, there's so many things I can do. Like, because 41 of your points can go towards an Uber, but at the same time, it's kind of like, bro, that's more than a third of your points going towards Ubers. Like, that's just kind of insane. That's only like 1 or 2 Pokemon, so that can be really difficult for people to build around, I guess. And not to mention, you need 10 to 12 mons. So there are going to be some bargain picks on my draft, obviously, as can't really do anything about that. Another thing, up to 3 Arceus types can be drafted. Once the third one is picked, all the other Arceus types are off the board. Xerneas cannot run Geomancy, that's another thing. If a mon is classified as an Uber, so 17 points and above, it cannot run Z moves. Anything which is 16 and below can run Z moves. So for the likes of Ultra Necrozma, it starts in Dawnwing's form. You have to Mega it, or I guess transform it the first turn you can. You can't use like a Z move with it, obviously, though. So yeah, that's the thing with that. Most expensive Uber here is going to be Primal Groudon. Yeah, it is 40 points. 40 of 110. That's a big amount of points, but I mean, that's Primal Groudon, so that's a pretty cool mon. No Oko moves. Baton passing stats is also banned, and yeah, just the normal, like, no Omnibus C moves, or like Evasion. Obviously you can't have that, and it is also not first turn Mega, but the Mega Pokemon must hold the stone. So yeah, going into the draft, we will like, I end up with the 9th pick, so like, yikes, that's middle of the pack. So it sucks because I don't get to use any of the new fun stuff like Yveltal, regular Kyogre, even Primal Kyogre, and like Pedon, E-Killer, Arceus Fairy, just mons like that. I really wanted to use them, but we will have to wait for that. So I had 2 ideas going into my pick. I had a bit of time to think about it, so that was pretty cool. But my first idea was Magearna was 18 points, and Marshadow was 23 points. So I was like, how can I get both of these? Because if those 2 can be my 2, like, Ubers, I'd be 100% okay with that. I love both of them. They just seem so much fun to use. but I had doubts. It was kind of like, if I got Magearna at 18, would I really want anything at 23? And the short answer to that is, no, I wouldn't, because Groudon's in 23, that's a ground type, that, like, sure, Groudon plus Magearna, I mean, fire type attacks kind of hurt Magearna a bit more. And also, like, I didn't want to use Groudon for a 3rd season in a row. All the Arceus forms were off limits from that category because all 3 Arceus forms were drafted before me. Then also, like, Zygarde, complete. I just didn't really want to use it that much. That's really all there is to that. And then if I got Marshadow but Magearna was sniped, it was just like, there was nothing in that 18-point tier, which consisted of like Darkrai. I didn't really want to use Darkrai. The Greninjas, I could have gotten the Greninjas, I guess, or like Protean Gren. That was the one I kind of wanted to use. Megalodios is something I could have gotten. That could have been pretty cool. Naganadel with Marshadow, that would have been really cool. Viramosa, that's a bit like eh. And same with Lele, cause like, I don't know, I just didn't want Lele that much. Or like, with how the Ubers worked, it's 17 points and above, so stuff like Lando T, Lando I, Coco, Celesteela, all the, like, I guess, top tier mons in regular draft league, they are going to count as Ubers, so have to keep that in mind. So yeah, that was the first idea, is getting one of Magearna and Marshadow and getting the other on the way back. I felt like that would be a pretty cool idea. And then the second idea that I kind of had was to get one of, like, I wanted enough to get 2 Ubers. That was really it. So I was thinking, like, I could get Mewtwo, which was 24, and then a 17-point Uber, which, like, it's like Lando T and stuff like that, but, like, I really don't mind any of those mons. Like, Mewtwo's just a fun mon to use, but the difference between, like, 17 and 18 was just too big. I also kind of had a third idea where I could have gotten Xerneas and Zekrom. I kind of was interested in those two, just because, like, those look kind of fun to use. Yeah, both of them kind of look fun to use. But what we're going to do is we're just going to ditch all of that, you know, we don't need any of those mons. I just decided to go with, like, one of the most busted things I could see there. And in 32 points, I saw something that I felt may not seem as strong in theory, but if you consider the draft league aspect of it, I think this mon's very scary. And so our first pick will be Mega Gengar. So yeah, Mega Gengar, it has Shadow Tag. It has 170 special attack, 130 speed. It traps things, so I kind of want to have some, like, Volt Turn into Mega Gengar, just so, like, it can just, you know, trap and kill, because 170 special attack, that's no joke. Just imagine, like, a regular Gengar, I guess. So, like, you know, just using a regular Gengar, but with the ability to just trap mons, as well as, like, it outspeeds, like, Swallow. Yeah, I just thought of Swallow, I don't know why. Things like Azelf, things like, it speed ties like Coco and stuff like that. But that was another thing. I did not expect Coco, Celesteela, Lando T, all those mons to go, because although they are, like, top tier in, like, regular format, because they did count as Ubers, I didn't think anyone would just want to use them. Like, not that they're bad or anything, but no one would probably want to use them. So yeah, we go with Mega Gengar. Really cool, fun mon I'm excited to use. Trapping in Draft League is just so dumb sometimes. Like, forcing your opponent to prep for this in specific situations where it's like, Gengar can just pick up a kill and trap something if I make the right prediction. So, yeah, we go with Gengar. Pretty cool mon. I'm really excited to use it. I know my pal Scrappy10 really likes Mega Gengar, and just the, like, trapping is just cool. And look at it. It looks really dope, honestly. So, yeah, anyways, I did get it right. If I got Marshadow or Magearna, the other one wouldn't have made it back to me, so I'm really glad I stuck with the Mega Gengar right here. So second pick, I was like, okay, I need to start budgeting a bit. And now, that may seem silly, but it's like 110 points and then a 32 point mon. If you, like, think about it, if it were like a standard points draft, I guess, like 110-ish points, 32 of your points could be like Torn T plus Victini, for example. So it's like taking two really good mods and turning them into like a Mega Gengar, which like I'm totally down for because Mega Gengar is cool, but you know, it's just that whole thing. So I wanted something that had the ability to abuse the Z rule a little bit. So because I can't afford another Uber, all of the rest of my mons can use Z moves. It is totally fine, as long as it's not like Omni Boost or Z Evasion. So yeah, next mon, I don't know, I really wasn't thinking too much about typing and like synergy here. I just kind of wanted to use stuff that I wanted to use. One thing to note is Gengar, like, if you think about it, it takes on fighting types, or like traps them, I guess. Grass types it completely demolishes, so that's pretty cool. And like psychic types a bit. If it can't OHKO them, then that can be really bad. But like grass types, that's the main thing I was going after with my next pick. So next pick, we decided to pick Manaphy for 16 points. So why Manaphy? Really cool mon, can abuse Z moves pretty well. Tail Glow is just really nice, and especially against Ubers, just because it's like a lot of these mons, like the Giratinas, the Dialgas, the Palkias, they're all a bit slower than Manaphy. So if I can get a Tail Glow up, I can do some massive damage, really open the door in terms of wall breaking. And it's like, if I'm against, let's say, Tangrowth, that'd be something annoying for Manaphy. I have a Mega Gengar to trap the Tangrowth. Just an example, yeah. So, yeah, we go with Manaphy. And I just wanted to use this, like, Gen 7's almost done. Manaphy's just a cool mon to use, so, yeah. Next mon, I decided to go after a bit more synergy with my Mega Gengar. So, next pick, we go Hydreigon. Now, I'm not sure if most of you know, but the Dano line is my favorite in all of Pokemon. By far, kind of. And yeah, Hydreigon is just really cool paired with Mega Gengar, because if you think about it, like, Hydreigon doesn't like, what, fighting types? Fairy types. Gengar takes on both of them pretty well. And it's like, Gengar doesn't like psychic types, doesn't like ground types, like ghost types. Hydreigon takes them on. As well as like being able to U-turn into Gengar, that's pretty cool. It can use Z moves, where it's like Hydreigon's not the best Z user, but it can be cool in specific situations, I guess. So that can be really useful. And it's like also Bug, for example, even like Gengar technically resists Bug. Like I'm not going to switch it into like a Heracross or something, but like you get what I mean, where defensive synergy is really solid between them, so really excited for that. And yeah, that's what I kind of wanted after like went after with the Hydreigon pick. So 3 picks in, no Stealth Rocker, that kind of hurts a little bit. I do have a Defogger in Hydreigon, but the way I'm thinking is like with a lot of these Ubers, is hazard removal, I guess, really important? Because it's like, I don't know, I just feel a lot of these games would be really fast-paced, seeing a lot of the mons drafted, so yeah, that's kind of what I want to go after with this next pick. I wanted a rocker, for sure. I wanted a mon that can hit pretty hard. Defensively, it's not the best, but I mean, it can have its uses in some situations, I guess, and that mon is going to be Infernape. Now, I love Infernape. It is such a fun mon to use. The ability for it to be a Z-mon as well, that's pretty cool to me. And, like, against Stealth Rocks, I don't want to run Rocks Infernape every time, but as you can see, like, with my 3 picks after Gengar, technically all of them can, like, U-turn into the Gengar, so that's really cool, in my opinion. As well as, like, I guess, Infernape just being able to set up, that's another thing that I really value, just with my team, just because it's, like, all the mons I have can, like, clean a little bit, but all of them can, like, wall break in a way, so, yeah, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, oh well. But, yeah, so, Infernape also fills a speed tier that I kind of want to fill between, like, Mega Gengar and Hydreigon, or, like, Manaphy, because it's, like, the way I see it is that Mega Gengar, it can't be scarfed or anything, so things can, like, just creep for that if they really wanted to. But when it comes to, like, Infernape and Hydreigon, the reason why I really wanted both of these is because as potential scarfers, you have to respect, what speed tiers they can hit. And which, like, even though, like, Infernape is my next fastest mon at 108, you still have to respect that both of them can be scarfers. So, hopefully my opponents can, like, they'll be scared a little when those situations pop up. So, yeah, next mon, I'm like, okay, I need to start budgeting a little. I mean, yeah, Gen 7's almost done, so you know what, we're just gonna grab the mascot Azelf. Gets me another rocker, can abuse Z moves pretty well, levitate, so it's like those ground type attacks that Gengar and Infernape don't like. Bam, Azelf's right there. And yeah, another rocker, ability to U-turn, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I just really wanted to use Azelf, to be honest, and I thought it fit really well with the team I was putting together here. So yeah, and like, you need the mascot pick, that's just how it is. So at this point in the draft, I needed 5 more Pokemon, and I had 23 points left. Yikes. So, something I've been eyeing to get with Mega Gengar for a while, like ever since I picked up Manaphy, was going to be my next pick. As you can see, like with all of my mons here, they're all like fast U-turners with the Mega Gengar. So I wanted something slower so that I could get the slow switch into the Gengar, just so I'm able to not need to take a hit. And that mon is going to be Electros. I think Electros and Mega Gengar pair really well together, just with the ability that, like, Electros is not technically weak to anything, except, like, I guess, like, 1,000 arrows and stuff, but we can gloss over that. And yeah, just the slow volt turn into Mega Gengar can be really cool. And it's like, if ground types come in, I have stuff like Manaphy which can deal with it. I do have 2 other levitators all along with this Electros, so that's really cool. And yeah, so that's what I kind of went after with Electros. So as you can see, like, missing kind of a lot of types, but have to try to cover that, like, as many holes as I can. Something I did see, Dragonmon, very scary, so yeah, we're gonna pick a fairy with our next pick, and I also wanted a rocker, just because, like, Infernape and Azelf, like, as good as rockers as they are, I do really want them to have the flexibility to be able to run, like, a lot of sets and just have more flexibility when building. So next mon will be Diancie. And you know how Diancie is, you just love Diancie. Gives me that fairy type, obviously the 4 times weakness to steel. However, I do have things such as the Manaphy, the Infernape, that can take on steel types pretty well, so that is pretty cool. It's a reliable stealth rocker, that's really cool as well. Very bulky mon. Can be a Z-mon in a couple ways, I guess. Z Heal Bell is a potential thing. Just Z coverage on DNC can be really cool, just because Moonblast plus Earth Power is pretty hard to switch into as is. So yeah, that's what we kind of go after with DNC here. And we are down to 3 Pokemon, but I'm at 9 points left. Or I guess I could take 5, but I mean, that'd be kind of whack, don't you think? So, next mon, I'm like, okay, Zygarde 100 and Zygarde 50 were taken, so I'm like, okay, I kind of want a grass type a little bit. Some priority would be pretty cool, so we're going to go to 2 points. So I thought this was pretty good value. 2-point Abomasnow I just think is pretty nice, just because it's able to take on things such as Zygarde, kind of, so that is pretty cool. And with the ability to just hit pretty hard with Life Orb, this thing is not passive in any way. It can hit physically and specially pretty hard, so that's the thing I really like about this. And yeah, that's what we kind of go after with Abomasnow. So as you can see, I'm missing a steel type. Don't really value those, don't I? So needed a steel type. I was just like, bro, I also don't have a ground type, and it's like, yeah, I don't want free Volt Switch, even though like Electros and Hydreigon eat like electric hits pretty well, and I guess like Abomasnow to an extent, just because like electric types can have coverage for Abomasnow as well as like taking Rock's chip. So yeah, next mon we are just going to go with Alolan Dugtrio. Why Alolan Dougie? Dude, I need a ground and a steel. That's all I came to it. And I saw a mon in 3 points that I was like, I kind of want to use this mon. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, we go with Alolan Dougie. Gives us a 4th Stealth Rocker, so that's pretty cool. As well as, you know, that hair though, very nice. Last mon of the draft, I kind of just wanted to use this mon. Not a good mon, but, you know, we'll make it work. And that mon's going to be Zangoose. So Zangoose, 90 speed, could be worse, honestly. Hits pretty hard, so that's pretty cool. As well as, like, it gets Belly Drum, that's very nice. Quick Attack, that's pretty cool as well. So if I'm able to clear out, like, the Ghost types and the Steel types, which I believe I can with my team, Zangoose can put in a bit of work. So yeah, that's going to be our draft analysis for Season 3 of the BBL. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to subscribe, you know, click that like button, and check out all the other coaches below. We have a really good roster of coaches this season, and I'm very excited to be playing 10 of them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. If you guys didn't know, but the 5 people I believe we don't play, unfortunately, are going to be, we don't play Luxanse, which kind of where I wanted to play Lux. We don't play UnderTheRadar, we don't play Panther, we don't play ultraplayer, and we don't play JB. So, yeah, a lot of guys who I really wanted to play, but maybe we can meet in another way, I guess. But yeah, there's not one opponent this season where it's like, man, I just don't want to play them because it's like they're whack. You know, the Newman 147s of Draft League. So yeah, but yeah, that's the team. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and yeah, peace.